Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about all the books that I want to read this fall. And I have a confession to make. Yes, I'm also a total mood reader. That's why I picked only a few, because I know that I can at least stick to those. And I'm planning to read these books in September, October, maybe even November, but we'll see. Let's jump in. The first book I want to talk about today is The Package by Sebastian Fitzek. And while this is a German version, it has been translated. So if you're interested in getting it, I'll leave a link below. This is about Emma, and she's a psychiatrist and she survived a serial killer. And this serial killer has the nickname the hairdresser because he shaves his victim's head. But of course, Emma's encounter with the serial killer left her absolutely traumatized. I mean, hello. And she's now living in fear and just constantly questioning her sanity. And then one day she's being asked to accept a very mysterious package for one of her neighbors, and I guess that's where the story really starts. So we don't know, is this a package by the serial killer that's still after her or somebody else? And this summary sounds like we have an unreliable narrator here, and that's one of my favorite things in thriller books. And I think this element of paranoia in here could be super interesting. And next up we have Pines by Blake Crouch, and this has been on my TBR for a while. And Blake Crouch is one of my favorite authors, and I've made it my mission to read all of his books. That's probably not going to happen this year, but you know, I'll start. Here we have a guy named Ethan who's just woken up after he was in a car crash. He's waking up in Wayward Pines, which seems like it's this super idyllic town, but of course it's not as it seems. And he has no ID on him, he doesn't have a phone, so he can't call any of his family members. And then he notices that the town is surrounded by an electric fence. So why are they not letting people leave? And I'm gonna tell you right now, this is a 5-star prediction for me. And I know this was also made into a Netflix show, I think it was Netflix, but I haven't watched that yet, of course, because I need to read this first. But please let me know what you thought of it if you've read it. Oh, and I don't think I mentioned that this is actually a 3-part series, so this is the first one. Then I have We Live Here Now by Sarah Pinborough on my list. So far, I've enjoyed all of Sarah's books, and I'm going into this a little bit blind because I feel like that's the best way to approach her books. But what I do know about this is that this is about a wife and a husband. They just bought a new house, and the wife is starting to notice some kind of presence inside the house. It sounds like this could also be an unreliable narrator, and knowing Sarah Pinborough, this is going to be nuts. Then we have this clunker of a book, House of Leaves. And I'm not kidding, this has been on my TBR for probably 3-4 years. Please don't ask me why it's on my TBR for so long. I know I have a problem. And part of me not reading it until now is because it's so big, because I have big book fear. And I'm also pretty much going blind into this one. I just know that people have been saying it's super trippy. Looking through it, it has different formatting, which I think is super intriguing. And I've also read that just the way it's written and formatted, it really adds to the suspense and just overall creepy reading experience. So this is probably something I'm going to be reading right around Halloween. And then the last book I have on my TBR is September House. I currently have that on hold at my library, so I hope it's going to be available soon. This is a horror novel, but at the same time, it's supposed to be comedic as well. But people have been saying it's a very niche kind of humor. But I'm open-minded. I'm up for anything. This is also a haunted house story. A couple bought this house for super cheap, and then they realized very early on why the house was so cheap. And it's talking about how the walls are bleeding. And then I guess the husband chickens out and just packs his bags and leaves the wife. And this really sounds like it's the perfect spooky read. So these are all the books that I want to read this fall. Like I said, it's not a huge list because knowing myself, I will not read more than that. And by that, I mean books that I plan to read, because I'm obviously going to read more than that, let's be honest. But let me know which books you're trying to read this fall. And also let me know if you're a mood reader. Do you also read with the seasons like I do? Definitely let me know. And if you've read any of the books that I talked about today, also please let me know your thoughts. So thank you for watching this video, and if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more book content, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.